Hey folks, Coach Mike Nitro here. We're going to cover 5 main areas that all contribute to swimming with your legs sinking. We're going to try to get you up on this level right here, as opposed to swimming like this, more like swimming like that. 5 main things that I see people do daily that contribute to this kind of swimming and not this kind of swimming. It all starts with the head position first. Several folks are swimming and they swim hard and they train hard and they do all the things they think right, but they're looking where they're going in the water as opposed to just looking down. That simple action of swimming with your chin down, the top of your head leading the way, is a big contributing factor. It's going to help you get your legs up. Watch what I mean. If I'm swimming, imagine riding your bike and your head's up like this. You don't do that, right? We want to be in a neutral position when we swim, and it's more comfortable. I'm just going to kick right now, hands by my side, with improper head position and then proper head position. Watch. Improper first. Now proper. Just that simple movement from going from this to that relaxed a lot of my back of my neck. It brought my legs up. That's the first. Now, let's add some arms and swim with our eyes down in a neutral position. So let's just imagine you've got a horn on top of your head, right? If I'm swimming looking where I'm going, the horn's pointing up. If I can look straight down, the horn's going where I want it to go, where I want to go. So, first thing, folks, in freestyle, eyes are down, neutral position, top of your head leads the way. It frees up your shoulders, it frees up your arms. It is so much easier to do. Watch. So, head position is number 1. There's 4 more, but don't forget. Second of 5 main contributing factors to swimming with your legs too low and your head too high, honestly, it's upper body position. People try so hard, they don't realize they're doing this, but they're swimming looking more like this, with their upper body, their upper back, just too high out of the water. Watch. If you noticed, my legs were going where? Down. They're dropping. So, it's a conscious effort you gotta make. Push the chest down in the water, head and chest, head and chest. Watch the difference. Upper body, lower in the water. It's just a conscious effort. However, I still want my shoulders to clear the water. I still want my shoulder to clear the water. I don't want to plow through the water, right? Every action equal opposite reaction. If I'm shoving water in front of me, what am I gonna do? It's not gonna help me move forward, it's gonna move me backwards actually. So, upper body, lower in the water, head neutral. Watch. That right there is so much easier. Upper body, lower, head neutral. Don't forget, number 3, it's the breathing. Folks, it's gonna be a long segment, but it is so critical. Breathing. Folks try to go up for the air. They're trying to go up for the air. Anytime you go up for the air, something's gonna pay the price, right? So, we kind of play a little game here. How low can you go for that breath? How low can you go for the breath? How low can I go for the breath? Folks, most of my head is where? In the water. Part of my mouth's in the water. Well, look what I'm doing. That's a little tip right there to keep you as low as possible. So when I am actually breathing, my head alignment is where it needs to be. I want to help my legs, not hurt my legs. If I'm up like this, folks, that's a 15-pound bowling ball coming out of the water. Someone's going to pay the price on the other end. Usually it's the legs that drop. So, the breathing. That's the first part of the breathing, which is the head position. Watch how easy I make this look. By the way, folks, do not get frustrated. You gotta be patient, and above all else, you gotta practice this. You gotta practice it, and practice it, and practice it. And there are still times that I'll go, a little too low, and I'll get some water, little cough, but I'm breathing every single cycle, which means I'm not breathing in a whole bunch of air. Little breath. Watch how easy this looks. Again, I've got a lot of years of doing this. That's why it's gonna look as good as it does right now, as opposed to going up for the air. Look how easy that is and how low the head stayed when I'm actually taking the breath. Now, the actual breath itself, I like saying the word pa, pa, pa. And we start with doing bobs. If you're not really sure on that breathing thing, start next to a wall and start working on the pa, pa. Now, why am I going pa? Well, the is going to get air out of my nose, right? As I take my breath on freestyle, it's the same exact breath as a breath doing bobs. Watch this. Pa, 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 pa. Now, why am I going pa? There's a couple of water droplets hang around your mouth. I got to make sure that that water's out of there before I do a little inhale. Notice I said a little inhale. If I'm waiting, I'm not gonna breathe yet. I'm not gonna breathe yet. Here comes my big breath. And I put all my eggs in that one basket. That giant breath. A lot can go wrong. I'd rather hedge my bets out there. Little breath, little breath, little breath, little breath. Just like you're jogging, just like you're riding a bicycle, just like you're speed walking, whatever you do for exercise. You're not holding your breath for 8 steps and then you take the breath when you're jogging, right? Breathe, 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 breathe. Little, 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 little. So in recap, the first major contributing factor to swimming with your legs too low in the water, pushing that water, is head position. Number 2, push the body down. Number 3, nice low breath. Number 4, it's what you're doing with your arms, with your arms. A lot of us were taught when it's time to breathe, just pull with the opposite arm. Remember that for some of you? Pull the opposite arm. We're not doing that anymore, folks. We're leaving the arms out in front. Now, what do I mean by that? Imagine I've got 4 quadrants. There's 1, there's 2, here's 3, and here's 4. I'm gonna have my arms at all times. They're never gonna be alone in those front 2 quadrants with no arm there. However, if you were breathing the way you were taught to, if you were taught to pull the opposite arm, watch what would happen. You're gonna have both arms stuck in the lower quadrants, even for a short time. Not a good recipe to try to keep your legs up. I'll show you what I mean. That's having both arms at the same time in the lower quadrants. Watch the difference when I put both arms in the front quadrants at the same time. Watch. They're gonna share space in front. Big difference. There's just so much more efficiency, so much more gliding. The legs are staying up. It is nice. It is so nice to swim that way. Now, how do you get that way? You can do something called the catch-up stroke. Catch-up stroke is nicknamed hand tag. Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. Here's what catch-up stroke looks like in the water. Notice, I won't even have to kick at all. In fact, purposely, I won't kick. But my legs are gonna stay where? Up. Watch this. Catch-up stroke, legs up, no kicking. Hand tag. Every time my window opens, I'm gonna take a nice low breath towards the camera. Notice that. No kicking whatsoever. Now, that's full catch-up. Ideally, you know what you want? You want almost catch-up. I'm gonna come touch you. No, you're not. I'm gonna come get you. No, you're not. I'm gonna touch your hand. I'm gonna touch you. No, you're not. most high-level swimmers today, 100 free even, 200 freestyle, 400 freestyle, 800 freestyle, the mile, almost all the top-level world best swimmers are swimming in almost catch-up stroke. Watch. It really helps elongating your stroke. And folks, the arm position, what you're doing with your arms is a big difference maker on getting you to swim with your legs higher. That's number 4. The 5th key on how to swim without your legs going down in the water, right? Plowing through the water, making it very difficult. It's kind of simple, but not always easy. You gotta stretch your legs out. Notice I didn't say kick really hard. I just said stretch your legs out. Stretch those legs out as tall as you can. Keep yourself nice and long across that water. Watch the difference. If my legs are lazy and I let the legs sink, they're gonna sink. If I keep them straighter and every once in a while, I'll just do a little kick. I'm not a big kicker. Every once in a while, I'm kind of flop my feet. Straight legs, watch the difference. I'm gonna do almost catch up. First of all, let me swim first with my legs dropping, my lazy legs. They're a little low in the water right there. I'm gonna go ahead and make a conscious effort to push those legs out taller, maybe tighten up my rear end a little bit. Watch. I'm gonna try to make myself as tall as I can across this water, almost catch up, a little bit of kicking. Folks, that's how you slide through the water efficiently. I'm not fighting the water, I'm letting the water help me. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Every action equal opposite reaction. The water never gets tired of trying to find ways to slow you down. Don't let it. The more you can be on top of that water and not dragging through the water is going to help you so much in your swimming. Folks, don't forget, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this.